Hey guys, Lisa Figueroa here, board certified criminal defense attorney in Florida. As you guys may have known that I have done a couple of collaborations with Unspoken Crime Murders, and I just noticed they posted a video and someone asked me to comment about their most recent body camera footage. And I had put out a poll to see if you guys would be interested in me reacting to that kind of video or body camera video, and you guys said yes, so here we go.
It's gun. Is this why you didn't want us to pat you down?
Well,
what you saw, you described it as his penis.
Right.
Do you know what color it looked like?
a loaded gun, a detailed victim statement, and something unexpected in the back of a suspect's truck. But here's where things get interesting. This was not just a random suspect. This was a 10-year Kent County Sheriff's deputy, someone who had a clean criminal record and was sworn to protect the interest of the public. But unfortunately, he was found on the wrong side of the law, and he paid dearly for it. On October 14th, 2024, a woman was jogging with her dog along the Reeds Lake Trail in East Grand Rapids. As she passed a man walking toward her, something caught her attention. The man had his penis exposed through his zipper and fully erect. Shocked and shaken, she borrowed a bystander's phone and called 911. Minutes later, officers arrived at the scene and spotted a man emerging from a wooded area who matched her description, and they immediately made contact.
Hi, sir. Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, not too shabby.
What's going on?
Oh, just walking around the lake.
Just walking around the lake?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you start at?
Over by Reeds Lake.
Okay.
So here we go. First of all, I hear this whole idea about someone exposing themselves, and it just reminded me, I had a case years ago. I didn't represent the person during the actual case, but on appeal, because the person was in prison. It was actually my first time ever going out to a prison. Prison, if you don't know, in Florida, prison is anything that you are going to be in custody. You've already been sentenced, and it's more than 1 year. And so I had gone out to the prison, and this person had been sentenced to 27 years for doing a drive-by flashing, basically exposing themselves as they drove past some teenage girls. Yeah, not great conduct. I get it, but 27 years. No one was touched. Nothing happened. Anyway, so these things are really taken seriously in Florida. This isn't in Florida, but I just bring that up. The other thing is, you notice how the cop just goes up to him and, hey, what are you doing, right? This is called a consensual encounter. Consensual encounter is, hey, we're all agreeing to talk, and so don't have to read the person their rights. Technically, they're free to go and ignore. Can you really ignore the law enforcement? You do have to somewhat stop. The only thing you're required to do is give your name and possibly provide identification. Anything beyond that, you don't need to answer him right away. Here, he's starting to ask, hey, where are you coming from? Like, what are you doing? Really? But let's see how he deals with it. And of course, he says, not too shabby. Okay, here we go. I wonder why.
Reeds Lake Boulevard, where?
Just south of here.
South of there?
Yep.
Okay.
He's gonna be a little shabby in a little bit if he starts answering these questions. Let's see.
The reason I wanted to talk to you, we had a call on a subject matching your description.
Okay.
Blue jeans, blue sweatshirt.
Yep.
Walking around with his penis out.
Okay.
So, obviously.
Like, that cop didn't even try to, like, he didn't even try to just, hey, what are you doing? Or we had some kind of reporter just like, he just put it out there. Which then the guy could have just straight up denied. He's like, okay. Okay, as if that's just a common thing to throw out and say. Maybe those woods are known for that. I don't know. Anyway.
Like, I see you and go, well, okay. Matches the description, might as well
Sure.
get a conversation in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any ID on you?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
What's your name?
Dennis.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Yeah, so here he's not entitled to Miranda. Miranda, you know, the warnings, you have the right to remain silent. So all of this, if he's later arrested for this little piece right here can be used against him and can be shown to a jury because, again, this is just a consensual encounter. And he's just like, yeah. And the problem is that this, if I'm going to trial, let's say he didn't do it. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he's not the flasher. The jury would want to know if he wasn't. Would this be your normal reaction? Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'd be like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm just walking around. Right? But you don't get that from him. And so, yeah, right off the bat, I'm thinking this is not a triable case. And he's a cop, so you would think. But again, It's funny because they talk about not having prior criminal history. And I'm going to always use that and say, hey, look, my client's never been in trouble, has no prior criminal history. But on the flip side of that, everybody has no prior criminal history until you're caught for the first time. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And he should know kind of what the rules are around this, assuming I don't know what kind of cop he is or what specialty he has. But yeah, definitely not the reaction you would expect if you've just been wrongfully accused of some kind of outlandish allegation. But let's see what his plan is.
Dennis, have you ever been in trouble before?
I have not.
8121, go ahead. 8125, just got traffic.
Dennis, what's your middle name?
Evan.
Can you try to reach him, please? 8125, your status?
8125, I'm out with one. Lakeside in the Boulevard. Dennis, what's your last name?
Evans.
Copy.
What's your middle name?
Lakeside and Boulevard.
Dennis Evans?
Williams.
4110 forward route.
What's your date of birth?
1011. 84.
And what's a good phone number for you? Okay. And what's your address?
Am I being detained or?
Well, right now I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you.
Okay.
Trying to figure out whether you're a potential suspect, whether somebody didn't see something right.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get all the information
Sure.
so I can put it in the report and
I understand.
list it that way.
Yep.
So, do you have your address?
I do. I guess I'm not being detained. I don't really
Okay.
have any reason to. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, at this point, we'll say you're being detained until I figure out what's going on and get a better description of the person and see what we can figure out from there.
Sure.
So that's it.
Okay, so now his cop instinct is kicking in, even though a little late. But he is now saying, hey, if I'm not being detained, I don't have to answer these questions, right? So am I being detained? Which is a good point, right? And so the cop is thinking, well, I'm just trying to find out. But he sees he's not going to answer any questions because of that. So he says, okay, let's say you're being detained. That now triggers this idea that you can't keep asking a person questions if he is detained, not free to leave. It's effectively in custody. Effectively meaning it's the same thing as being in custody. You don't have to be handcuffed, but if you are not free to leave and you're being detained and they believe that you have committed a crime and they're going to ask you questions, then he should at least be read his rights. And then that doesn't mean the case gets dismissed. We've talked about that before. It just means that then they can't use any of the statements that he makes during this line of questioning. The state will argue that he's still freely answering the questions or that he's not in custody. He's just being detained for an interview. And I don't know what the rules are in this particular state. It's in Michigan. In Florida, if it is deemed that it is a detention, if he is not free to leave, then they do need to read him his rights if they're going to continue asking questions that are potentially incriminating.
Fair?
Yep.
Okay. What's your address? If you don't want to give it to me, that's fine. When I run you, I'll get it that way.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Now, I think I saw you when I passed by the first time.
Yep.
And you went back that way.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw you walk over here, and you were looking back that way, and then you kind of started to run for a second this way. Why was that?
I have no clue.
Okay. Because I think you started to run this way, saw me, and then you stopped running.
Okay.
That seemed a little odd to me, based on everything that I had heard.
Sure.
Could you see where that would be the case?
Absolutely. No, I mean, I saw you here. I wouldn't have stopped running, I guess, if I thought it was suspicious.
Yeah. Yep. Was there a reason you ducked back in the woods when I went by the first time?
I don't know if it's a bridge or like an old stone. I don't even know what it is back there. But yeah, I was just checking it out.
You were just checking that out?
Yep.
Okay.
Information for Cannon Township Unit.
Okay.
On the traffic hazard. 5 miles.
Want to sit tight with him while I run him real quick?
That's clear for entry.
The name he gave didn't exist in any police database. No driver's license, no vehicle record, no trace at all. The officer returned to him, giving him a chance to correct the information.
All right, Dennis. I don't know if I copied something down wrong or you're not giving me the right information.
Okay.
So let's go over your full name again. Dennis is your first name?
Yep.
Dennis?
Yep.
What's your middle name?
Evan?
Evan?
Yep.
And your last name again?
Williams.
Williams.
Yep.
Okay. And
1184.
do you have a Michigan driver's license?
No.
Oh. Have you ever had a Michigan driver's license?
A while ago.
Do you have a driver's license anywhere, any other states?
He's born in '84, but he don't have a driver's license. He can barely remember his name. I thought he said it was Evans last time. This is a big problem. Not only are you like kind of caught red-handed, you give a fake name, which then just creates another crime. Like maybe you could have fought the original case or charges. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Never saw me doing anything. But now you straight up lied to the cop about your name and you make up a date of birth. No, I don't have a license. I'm just a grown man walking through the woods.
Have you been in trouble before?
You don't have an ID on you right now? Nothing on you?
All right, sit tight. Let me see what else I can find out.
Okay.
He repeated the same information. Still, nothing came back. Meanwhile, after the two failed attempts to identify the suspect, the victim drove past the scene, and from inside her car, she saw the suspect and immediately identified him to the officer, stating that she was 100% sure. This prompted the officer to approach the suspect a third time, giving him the last chance to give his correct identity. But what did he do?
Okay. Here's where we're at.
Okay.
I got in touch with the victim. Victim drove by. She gave me a description when I talked to her. She drove by, said 100%, no doubt in her mind it was you.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. You're going to give me your proper name. You're going to give me your address. And then we're going to go from there.
Okay.
You're gonna give me your name. That's like a direct command. He's in custody and now he has to give this information.
All right. So
I mean, he doesn't have to.
let's start with proper name.
That's what I gave her.
So Dennis Williams.
Evan Williams.
Dennis Evan Williams.
1184.
And what's your address?
Don't really have one.
You don't have one.
Not really staying anywhere.
How'd you get here?
4141.
Drove.
Oh, where's your car at?
North side of Reed. Well, basically south side of Reed's Lake.
10-4. 4244 if you want to.
Over by the east belt line?
Yep.
What kind of car is it? Yeah, what kind of car?
It's an Impala.
10-4, en route.
What color is it?
Tan.
Tan Impala. Is that registered to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay. Where was your previous address?
Out on Elmwood.
On Elmwood?
Yeah.
What's the address on Elmwood?
It's a 3000 number.
Okay, so you were on Elmwood, but you haven't.
That was 6 years ago.
Okay. Where have you stayed for the last 6 years?
Just kind of bouncing back and forth. I guess I never really had a mailing address.
Okay. You can see where I think some of this is really kind of confusing and funny.
I don't know about funny, but definitely annoying and definitely digging his own hole because it's like, just say your name already. This is not looking good.
It seems like there's a lot missing here.
Sure.
Were you in jail? Were you in prison? Were you in any type of mental health facility?
No.
No. So for the last 6 years, you haven't had a place to live, a true place to live. Where does your vehicle register to?
It should be me.
But what address is it registered to?
I guess I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Do you know what the license plate is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
At this point, he left the officers with absolutely no choice.
Okay. Thing for right now is I'm trying to figure out exactly who you are. I'm gonna have you have a seat in the back of my car.
Okay.
You're not under arrest
Okay.
at this
But-
point. We just got to figure out who you are, man.
Sure.
That's
I
it.
can tell you, here's what's going to happen today.
What?
All right. At this point, what's going to happen, I'll be getting the information. I want to figure out who you are for sure. Obviously, I kind of need that at this point. We will be releasing you from the scene after I can figure that out. And then we'll be in touch with the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor's office can decide what they want to do with you. All right?
So I don't know if it's considered a misdemeanor offense in Michigan. Sometimes certain behavior or conduct is just a misdemeanor. In Florida, if it's a misdemeanor offense and there is like an indecent exposure that's just deemed a misdemeanor, you're allowed to be given a notice to appear. They don't have to arrest you right there on the spot. They can wait and then they can send you something in the mail and it's like, hey, you have to come to court. For felony charges in Florida, if it rose to the level of a felony indecent exposure, this kind of behavior, if it met the criteria for a felony charge, then they would have to make the arrest. It wouldn't be just, we'll send you a court date notice. But what they said is they have to write it up, and because someone could be lying, right? Someone can make this allegation, hey, and maybe they don't like the guy, maybe look at, her funny or whoever funny, and then, or maybe it's just a prank and they just want to, throw people under the bus and be like, oh, this guy did this, right? And say some outlandish thing. I don't think that that's what happened, just because his reaction did not seem so out of line, like if somebody just blatantly falsely accused him. But anyway, bottom line is the cop is saying, hey, don't worry, we're going to figure out who you are, and then we just write it up and send it to the prosecutor. A cop can arrest somebody and they write down, this is what this person said, this is what the accused said, and then they just kind of kick it to the prosecutor. They have an intake department here in Florida. They review, an attorney will actually review it. Does it meet the criteria to go forward on these charges? And then they make a charging decision. So even though someone's arrested or someone is questioned, that doesn't mean that the state attorney's office is going to go forward with the charges. They will evaluate it and decide. So he's basically just telling him, we're just going to look at it, we'll write it up, you're going to be free to go. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. Sometimes they'll say that and that's not what ends up happening. So we'll see if they hold their word. I don't know. I'm like, they just be saying that so they could get more information.
So that's what we're looking at. Questions on that? Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
Let's step over here. I'll have you have a seat in my car. Seats are not comfortable.
I can't imagine they are.
Before you get in, though, we're going to make sure you don't have any weapons on you. That's just kind of a
If I
policy.
just stand outside of it?
No, I'm going to have you have a seat because I want to be able to talk back and forth. So,
Okay.
do you have anything?
Through the window?
Do you have anything on you that we need to know about?
No.
Okay.
And they're about to do this pat down. Reminds me, I recently had a case where my client was about to be arrested and they pat him down before they go in, don't find anything. And then when they get to the jail, they find a gun inside of the cop's car. And then they charge him with possession of this firearm, which, like, you guys searched him, you put him in there. And like, I promise, I cleaned my vehicle out. I'd already cleaned it. I know there was nothing in there. Where'd the gun come from? Anyways, that ended up getting dropped, but that just made me think of it.
Can I talk to you through the window?
No.
Yeah, let's just have a seat real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and put your hands back behind your back, though. Like I said, you're not getting arrested. Nope. Turn around, face that way.
Face that way.
Okay.
You're not getting arrested. Put your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers together.
Okay.
There you go. He's just going to...
Do you have anything on you that's going to cut me, poke me, anything like that?
No.
Nothing I need to worry
Nope.
about? No grenades, no bombs, no guns?
No grenades. A knife.
Knives.
Keys.
Cops always exaggerate. They always go, no grenades, no bombs, something. You're not a monster. They always do this. It's like a tactic. So they'll say, oh, we don't think you're a bad guy. We don't think you're a monster. You're not this pervert that goes around doing this kind of stuff. And then they'll just try to minimize. So then you're like, no, it was just like this one time. No grenades, just this little pocket knife. And then it must be a thing in Michigan, this whole thing about you're not arrested. You're not arrested. They keep saying that. And I think that's just to cover themselves, saying that everything they're asking and everything they're doing is on the up and up because you're not being arrested. Like, don't worry, don't panic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to end up being arrested.
No knives on you or anything like that?
He's got it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is just your cell phone.
4548 please. Go ahead with it.
Okay.
Edward, William, 90.
Lift up your arms a little bit for me.
Edward, William,
Stand straight. Gun. Got him?
They said it's a gun. He's got a gun on him. Didn't they ask him?
Edward, William, 9825. That's up the Edward.
Step up against the car. Yeah.
I I get it. Some people are thinking, oh no, you're out there doing this and you got a gun. Ooh, but there's normal people who have guns and are walking in the park. It's just all of the circumstances. I think that the most sus is his reactions. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes it's not even what you say, it's what you don't say and how you say it. But you noticed how I said, they're like, oh, you don't have any grenades or bombs. So of course he doesn't say anything. You didn't ask, did I have any guns on me? Or did he? Did I miss it? I guess it threw me off with the grenades or bombs.
You got cuffs, John?
Yep.
I got fingers. Is this why you didn't want us to pat you down?
Well, part of it.
Okay. We'll get to the rest here shortly.
Not really, but
Just
no, I was trying to pull my wife.
okay.
Number on this call for this lady.
All right, bring the other arm down. I'm gonna have to go set the cuffs.
6, 7.
I was trying to slide it over for you.
Pull that one down.
Copy, thank you.
Go ahead and let go of your fingers.
40-38.
Like you're gonna pray. Like you're gonna pray. There you go.
40-38,
Pull this one down.
I can't go any further.
We'll readjust here in a second, but
All right.
Yep, stay
This
here.
one too tight?
No, you're okay.
Okay. I'm gonna double lock them here. Double lock them so they don't ratchet down on your wrist. Okay. Here, from here on out, Dennis, if that's your real name, just give the real info, because then we can go get you printed, and we're gonna figure out all that stuff.
Sure.
John, I did not finish patting him down.
Yep.
Do you have a license?
Yeah.
CPL?
Yeah.
Oh, something you probably could have told us. I'm gonna put this up front for right now.
I'm guessing CPL for them is like a concealed weapons permit. Florida recently abolished that, where we don't, or Florida residents or people in Florida don't have to have a concealed weapons permit to carry a firearm. As long as you're someone who can lawfully carry a firearm, meaning you're not a convicted felon, you're not a minor, then you're allowed to have a firearm on you and it can be concealed. It used to be that you could have it, but you can't hide it. You can't have it concealed, and that was a crime. We used to have a permit. I had a permit, and now you don't need one. But this cop is asking him, like, do you have a CPL? And did he say that he had it? I'm assuming he has one, but.
You still need medical? Simple.
Yeah, 45.
Okay.
All right, you got finished pat down?
Yeah, I did a pat down in the back.
All right, have a seat.
40-33, I'll be okay. Continue.
Not comfortable.
Yeah, no,
Like I said.
I can't imagine.
All right, what's your real name?
So, here's the deal. This has nothing to do with what you guys stopped me for today. I'm supposed to be at work. All right. I told my wife I was supposed to be at training today. I didn't want to go to work. I took a vacation. She just thinks I'm at work.
45 something.
Okay.
46 something.
That's a
Oh, brother. Supposed to be at work, has a wife, not looking good. Hoping he has an innocent explanation. I'm guessing he might not. It just always blows my mind how, like, a split second lapse of judgment, people totally derail their whole lives. The outcome, his job, his reputation, his career, his marriage, for what?
That's about
So you're
it.
playing hooky right now.
Yes, exactly. And she thinks I'm at work because I didn't want to stay home with the kids, and so I had the babysitter come out.
Yep.
And that's where we're at.
His kids.
So you have your full name then?
Yes.
Yeah. What is it?
Troy,
45-34, I can find that direction.
Allen, A-L-L-E-N. White, just like the color. 10/31/86.
And you obviously don't want your wife to know what's going on.
Kind of why we're here.
As officers detained him pending identification, they conducted a pat-down. That's when everything changed. Inside his waistband was a loaded Springfield Armory Hellcat, round-chambered. In his pocket, a Microtech switchblade. Neither had been disclosed, but what the officers were just about to discover would shift the case even further.
Didn't I say that about the knife? It's funny. It's like, oh, no grenade bombs, but just a knife. They didn't ask.
Is there any way I could write you something?
Huh?
Is there any way I could get a pen and a piece of paper?
Or?
Just so I could write you something.
Yeah, we can do that.
About 5 minutes. We're ready for that.
He's gonna write on something. Now, I've looked at the caption, right? They sent me this video for me to comment on, and it's titled "Officer Arrested." So I'm guessing this is him. He's gonna write him a note. I'm a cop. Like, what's the point of that? It's still on camera. It's kind of like the people at the jail calls. They're like, they tell you your call is being recorded, and then they'll either speak a different language or call from someone else's phone, or they'll whisper blah, 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 and think they're talking in code, and it's all recorded. This is all recorded. So you're gonna write a note? Like, what in the world? Let's see.
Job site,
4670. Do you have a description of the child? He's about 11 years old. I'm being told black and green sweatshirt. I'm just coming into the area now. Hensler.
Okay. Slide your feet in.
What he wrote on that paper was KCSD. His true identity is Troy Allen White, a 10-year Kent County Sheriff's deputy, but sadly, a suspect in this situation.
I got some stuff to figure out.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, now we have his real name, but like, what was he expecting? It's like, hey, I'm KPD. That's what one of the local ones here. This is K something else. But either way, the point is, he's like, and then as if he's gonna be like, oh, let me. He's gonna be like, we're gonna let you go. In that case, yeah, no, I don't know. People, and that's the thing with these is you're not thinking. That's the problem. People are like, oh, what were they thinking? You're not thinking. Yeah.
what you put down. So,
About what I put down?
yeah, you work for the Sheriff's Department? Okay, what do you do there?
4119,
Why'd you lie to me?
Southwest 4119, 1519.
My wife finding out I was not at work when I said I was.
You know what's crazy is that you think that he thinks that by telling him he's law enforcement, like that's going to help. And really, it's worse. It's worse. It's considered an aggravating factor. It's something that just shows, I mean, you're supposed to be law and order. You're supposed to be there to serve and protect. And then here you're doing something that is highly inappropriate and that's just disgusting, right? It's just not appropriate for anyone, but law enforcement, right? You're going to do that and then you're going to talk about it. That's the last thing, you would think he would want to say, is that he's law enforcement. And that just kind of goes to show this, I don't know, the ego or the entitlement to think that, hey, I'm law enforcement, as if this gives you special privilege to behave a certain way, to act a certain way. I don't think that this officer is going to care. I think it really is going to make his situation worse. And it should.
4528, 4120, status check.
Obviously, at this point, I got to confirm that you work for the Sheriff's Department. Which then would generally let you have the gun, but not having any ID seems like a mistake on your part. Is that in your car?
I can give you my MCO's number.
So here's where we're at this point. We're going to work on confirming whether you actually work for the Sheriff's Department. After we confirm that,
It was a neighbor, but we don't know who. They never answered on callback.
because you don't have a CPL listed, or it didn't. Actually, I'll have to run it a little different.
Should be covered on wheels, I guess.
Yes, it would be. But generally, with Leosa, you have to carry your ID with you too.
Sure.
But that's a different story. The false name is obviously an issue, and the original accusation is obviously an issue.
Right.
But
Well, like I said, the name was, again, I'm not supposed to be at work, so that's why I was concerned about that.
I got my chief kind of working on that side of it. He wasn't quite at home yet, so he... Now, are you living with your wife or separated or something?
Nope, we're all living together.
Okay. And why?
You would hope that maybe they're going through a hard time and maybe he was just recently thrown out and he felt, no, we're all living together and everything's fine. I'm just, supposed to be at work and I'm out at the park doing this, allegedly.
Is it you just didn't want to be home today?
Just finally a day off. On my days off, I got the kids all day, so again, she thought I was at training, which I originally did have training planned, but they canceled it last minute, so the babysitter was already coming out. So it was one of those, either I say, hey, training got canceled.
I'm like, the kids. It's like, I got the kids today. And this what you do? Yeah. Training gets canceled. So let me go to the park and show my stuff to everybody. Like, what in the world? It's like, what is the thought process?
You're out to larceny complaint at Central Station.
I'm at training.
Caesar shot it.
I'm not. If that makes sense.
Nope, I understand. All right, here's the deal. So we're gonna run you to the sheriff's department. Gonna P&P you there. Take you to Ottawa County. Lodge on false info, indecent exposure, $100 bond for each.
Okay.
So you'll be able to post bond tonight. I'm gonna tell you you're gonna get suspended when we get down to the sheriff's department here. We're gonna meet with Lieutenant Van Single. She has questions in regards to your vehicle and whether your tax stuff is in your vehicle.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's around somewhere. Is that something we can secure? So it's not sitting in the car, in the truck. Obviously, they're going to want that back as duty weapons if you're going to be suspended.
Yeah, no, they can get it out of there.
Okay. How do you want to do that? You want to tell me where the car is? I can give one of my guys keys, or...
I'm trying to think if it's locked up in there or not. So the rifle.
Now, again, they're just trying to trap them into another thing. So as a cop, you have certain rules as to how you keep your tactical stuff. So he's like, hey, your tax stuff, we need to make sure that it's like properly secured. So if you have your law enforcement issued equipment, either firearm or any tactical gear, it has to be kept in a way. So then that way someone doesn't just come steal your bulletproof vest, your firearm and all of that. And so he's like, hey, we want to secure it for you. Again, we're going to do you a favor, right? And he's all hesitant, which makes me think that he doesn't have it the way it's supposed to be properly secured, which then is another potential crime. So he's all hesitating about telling them where the car is and whether it's locked or unlocked. And obviously the officer is playing it off like he's trying to help him. But at the end of the day, they already get the sense that this guy is not on the up and up and he's not following the protocol or doing things right. And so his hunch is that the gear is going to be found to be like out of order, not like he's not doing things right.
Rifle will be under the back seat, and then there's my duty pistol in the center console that might be locked.
Okay, and there's a key on...
Yes, the driver's key should unlock it.
Driver's key would unlock that. Okay, and your wallet's in there. Do you have your ID and your badge in there as well?
That should be it with the pistol, yep.
Okay. All right.
Troy gave consent to search his truck, and what the officers found was beyond shocking.
1623.
Inside the vehicle, officers found 3 additional Sheriff's Department firearms, ammunition, and his badge. And behind the driver's seat, a flesh-colored dildo. The discovery raised questions investigators couldn't answer.
I think we get the gist. All right. And on the flip side, I can't help it because as a defense attorney, I'm like, oh, you didn't have to give consent to search the vehicle. Like they had no basis. They had no warrant. He didn't have to give consent. The allegations of the crime that had been committed, indecent exposure, false name, none of that gives them any reason to believe there is anything unlawful in the vehicle, which then an attorney could have filed a motion to suppress so that anything that's found in the vehicle that is potentially incriminating cannot be used against him. But he supposedly gave consent, and I'm sure he felt that that's going to make things go easier for him, but now it just looks worse. And any potential defense he may have had that I wouldn't be the kind of person that would do something like that is now kind of out the window.
Investigators couldn't answer on scene about intent, behavior, and whether this incident was isolated. During a follow-up call, officers asked the victim a necessary question, whether she could have mistaken what she saw.
I just have a few other questions. This question might seem a little strange, but what you saw, you described it as his penis.
Right.
Do you know what color it looked like?
So I was thinking about this a lot last night because one of the officers asked me, "Are you sure it was his penis?" And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
And then I started to think, well, I suppose it could have been a strap-on dildo that he was wearing through his pants.
Mm-hmm.
But it was certainly an erect penis that was very, and this is why I noticed, because it was a very white compared to his pants.
Got it.
Like, that's what caught my eye.
Got it. It was very white compared to his pants. There was a definite contrast.
Right.
Okay. So it was, you're saying it's white or light in color.
Good grief. Like, this is why this job is difficult, right? The officer has to, with a straight face, they have to go through those questions, and I get it. And some of you guys have asked me about, like, whether I would take this kind of case or whatever, dealing with the Melly. But this is one of the situations where it just reminds me, or why I'm thankful that I work for myself, and I don't take every case. And I hate these kind of cases. Like, it's like, yuck, I'm sorry. I do believe everyone has a defense, is entitled to a defense and someone to help them, and that some people have had some life experiences that cause them to make certain choices or just have certain issues, mental health issues, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean I'm the right lawyer for you. And this is just, ugh. Yeah.
Troy was charged with indecent exposure and providing false information to police. He posted bond and was released. 1 week later, he resigned from the Kent County Sheriff's Office before the internal investigation concluded.
Okay, I didn't know that one was going to end like that, but thanks for watching like always, and then let me know if you guys want me to check out some more body camera videos and react like this. Hopefully it won't be the same tenor or topic, but I appreciate everybody commenting and following. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as they say, and we'll be back with some more videos soon. Take care.